Okay, good morning, guys. For the template that I'm going to give you, you need to come over to my website and go to the Into User App Share button, and that will take you over here to the indicator list. So the super trend I don't have on here. I need to make a link for that, but for now you can search, and this will bring up the NinjaTrader ecosystem. If it hasn't been on your computer before, it will ask you to register. This is your account at NinjaTrader. And so just come over here in this little box to the right, click search, and I'm going to give you a link to this so that you can download it. So it may ask you to register. Just put your account information in. And right here, the super trend. Oh, let's see. Yeah. And then just hit this download button. I set it to, the parameters to a 14 period range with a 3, 14.3 instead of a 14.2 because we're using this on smaller intraday data. Right. And so for the template here, we'll go over this in just a second. Start with a higher time frame in mind. As you can see, the daily bars on the screen and this bottom oscillator, the 1, 2, 3 is the daily, historical 14 period daily, and the yellow is the daily for the 1 period. So it's your daily bars, 1 period over 14 period. And you can see these are monthly ranges acting as support and resistance on the daily bar. So they make good targets to trade to. And, if you have a, you know, trend following system or momentum or whatever, however you trade it, if you just want to trade support resistance, you can do that too. And it goes from mean to 3 or 3 to mean, and then tails occasionally. But tails are very rare for these higher time frame trades of ranges. Instead of tails, they usually will just go to like a open or close of a different period. Like, so if it's a monthly, you could have 4 weeks. And so the 4 week range will be different calculations than the 1 month, which are the number of trade days in the month. And that's also different from the 30-day calendar calculations. So I have 3 sets of calculations all running on open and closes. So you can see it can get, um, uh, they can collect areas where they intersect, and that makes it a real strong level when you have multiple ranges consolidating at one area, confluence. So you can also tell where the point range on the daily reaches up to a monthly too, for instance. And then we'll come back in. Here we went to the monthly 2, and this went up to the monthly 2. So in Bloodhound, you can capture this both on the candle breaking a range as well as the oscillator reaching up to a point range level. These are actual points that the bar trades in. So this bar up here was over 210 points on one daily bar. Huge day. All right, so we're still moving down on this range. And you can, this is what you're all waiting for. See the 1 period leave the 14 period on any time frame you select. So this is a 60-minute time frame. So when the 60-minute 1 period crosses above the historical 14 period, that shows that imbalance, that range expansion, and how to code that in Bloodhound is pretty easy. You have a comparison solver of the 1 period over the 14 period, and I'll give you this template. And then I put a slope solver requiring the slope to also be in the direction, and show you what that looks like just as an example. When the slope is going long or short, so you can see if the slope is going short, I get red, and if it's going long, I get green. And when you apply the long short modifier through changing the mode to difference, long and short, true, that's when you only get the longs. You're saying long and short. You can go short or long when it's true, when it's above, the one is above the 14. And that shows that imbalance. If you wanted inside the range, so that you're only trading inside the range, you can just say not to flip it, right? And that means that it's not outside. So that will give you all inside range. So these you could set up for long only trades if you wanted to take them at all with your other conditions. And that could get you, you know, into some long only, you know, trading environment where you know that it's not volatile because your range is not outside the distribution, the range is inside. And as you can see, overall, the market likes to stay inside the distribution more than it does like to go outside the one. So there's two strategies right there, inside and outside the range. And so you'll have this template and be able to put your own filters and systems together using this framework. And like I said, you can do this on any time frame. This is a 60-minute range. You could apply it to a 30-minute range. Or you could go intraday. Well, hang on a second. Here's your daily, weekly. You could trade this to specific targets if you wanted. I mean, this signal actually executed a 60-minute signal all the way down, but you can get in and out of these ranges on a lower time frame. That's what I'm trying to spit out. And if you just wanted to use the lower time frame when it's going outside the range as well, you could do that. So, you know, even requiring the smaller time frame to be going outside the range, if you wanted to set it up like that. And I've given you bloodhound examples how to set this up. And so basically, we just put together these solvers, comparison solvers. You can set your time period, so you can do a one period over the same time that you've got on your chart, or even change it to a 60-minute. So you can say, I want to only go when the 60-minute range is outside, when the one period is outside the 60-minute. So only when that condition is present, versus all 1/14s, which are many more. I mean, but this makes a good template in itself. I mean, don't get me wrong. You can't go wrong trading long vol on a 5-minute chart either. Can get a lot of strategies. So use your long short modifier uh, to direct you whether you want both long and short signals for the long short only condition, and or use whatever trend filterings you want. Like I said, I'm using this super trend, which helps a lot more so than just putting the 14 SMA on it by itself. But you can use a median, a mean, a Donchian channel, mid band, or VWAP, or volume profile, point of control, whatever you like. I'm just trying to give you an example. This is not an algo, right? I've posted some ideas for you on how to backtest with some ideas for these ranges, but again, that's not an algo either. That's just sort of giving you ideas how to do it. And that thing that I posted did not have the Jats PT code on it. So you don't have the code, but you have the concepts. You have the concepts and you have access to the plots or the labels. So you could say, I want the monthly one to be over the, or not the monthly, excuse me, the daily one to be over the monthly one, or you could do that without having the actual you don't have to have the code. You can just tell it by the label what to do. Anything that you see in your indicator plot here, the label, you can so you can set the HTF period to day or minute. I would recommend staying in those two only, and then interacting with the higher time frame monthly. So panel A would be a minute or a day, and then panel B for the comparison solver, you can actually compare a daily, weekly, or monthly. Don't do a year. I don't have enough data to do a year. I mean, I guess if we loaded enough data in a cloud server, we could test a year. So never mind. I didn't. NinjaTrader will allow me to backtest more than about 6 months at a time. All right. Um, so you can see here that the daily range will go to certain key levels and reach targets. So very consistently, you can reach the full range or the mid range, like almost every time as a target to reach intraday. And so that will give you your point range target that you know that the market is likely to trade to in a given day. So you can keep track of daily if it starts out at zero, ground zero when the market opens, and you have an idea that it's going to go to 60 points that day. Then you can keep track of where that is at any given time from the current day's high or low. And you can use this concept to go down to your volatility envelopes for hourly or 15-minute, or go up for weekly or monthly. It's the same concept. So you're constantly using these envelopes. Where am I on the monthly range? How many days in am I? How many days are left? Am I near the end of that range? If I'm near the end of the range and I'm at target, am I going to see that flattening out? So it came in here one, it stayed on it two, and it tested it again on the third day. See what I'm saying? It hangs around like a magnet before bouncing off. Here it did it again. 1, 2, 3 days hanging on that target. Here, look up here. 3 days. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, 5 days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is, where I start getting pissy on Twitter. Oh my God, I had a fit with all this. Would not leave our level. Um, so you can see these levels and how they act as a magnet. And if it's delta neutral and the dealer does not want to move that risk out, market will just sit on it forever until it finally breaks away. So here we hit the bottom of these monthly ones on Friday. They have shifted lower a little bit from Friday's level. Um, I mean, they've shifted higher, is what I'm saying. They've shifted. And so that gives us the impetus, the free reign to drop. And I would be looking for a weekly range for Friday. So, I mean, for Monday, that weekly range to drop, but in a smaller manner, not as dramatic as Friday. Friday, we had over $1 trillion in notional expire, and there's nowhere near that amount of option contracts positioned for Monday. So it's not going to affect the market as much Monday as it will Friday, as it did Friday. I don't believe. I don't think they're going to race to put $1 trillion of notional back in the market on Monday. Is what I'm trying to say. So there won't be as dramatic a move. So a little bit of backfilling, I would imagine, will be taking place. Key levels are 6,000, and this 59.78 from last week's three. So I will drop this template in the training room right now, and let you take a look at it to see how you can put together some solvers and start testing. Um, you can also do this on an intraday time period, like 8 to 9, 8 to 10, or did I say 8 to 10? 8 to 9. Yep. So good luck with your testing. Let me know if you have any questions. And I'll be glad to go over this and more with you on Wednesday in training if you're available. See you in the Skype room. Thank you so much.